Yo, shout out to the Most High. It's always I see when all Lord say this. L-Deez, also known Lawrence of One, for another episode. I need to know my special guest. Introduce yourself.
What's going on, man? It's the Innovator. You locked in. You already know.
So check this out, man. I like to ask all my guests this question first. Yeah. How did you get your name, the Innovator?
That's actually a good question. Basically, I always wanted the Innovator to be like some type of involvement with that because I always
come a little bit close. You talking loud, but
I
want to make sure you don't fall off. Hey, this nigga got a voice like Barry on the mic, you know.
But But yeah, I always wanted the Innovator to be associated with my name or innovations, like some type of shit like that. And so I just kind of got the Innovator. I was like, damn, it was no limitation to the name. You feel me? It was nothing bad about it. I just thought it was hella positive. I didn't really feel like there was nothing that would like fuck it up. Kind of like, okay, some names you can only go so far with it, you know. But Innovator. I just always wanted to do something with that. Like that's kind of like my name and my frat too. Like it just all kind of full circle.
Okay.
And I'm creative, innovators. You feel me?
Okay.
Anybody can be an innovator. You know.
You know what? For those people that don't read books at home, tell them what the word innovative means.
Innovator is creative. Someone who's thinking outside the box. Someone who wants to change the way things are done. You know, innovation. Innovators. Anybody can be an innovator, you know. If you're doing some creative, something different, if you can be one.
Yep. Yeah. Like me, I couldn't make pancakes back in the day, but when I finally learned, I knew how to make them motherfuckers with Mickey Mouse ears. Was that innovative?
Yeah, that's innovative for sure.
So check this out. You know what I'm saying? The logo, it got a brain and some sort of wings and a rocket ship, right? Yeah. Who came up with that?
That's actually a good question too. Basically, how the logo was created was I was struggling on getting the right depiction of it for a while. So I was like, how the hell can I make it? I wanted it to be a rocket ship. I knew that, and that's something that I got from my uncle. But basically, I wanted it to be. It couldn't just be a rocket ship. You know, it had to be different. So basically, one day I was working my 9-to-5 job at this time, and this is when I was just really starting out. I got an image of a rocket ship that I was like, okay, that's kind of the rocket ship I want the logo to be based around. And then I found the image of a brain, and literally I put them both together, and I was able to like outline it and created a whole new logo. And of course, I sent that picture to my homie, and he made it like digital. But it took me like 2-3 years to find the logo, and when I did, it came together in like 10 minutes, and then then it became digital, and then now like it's all over for real, you know?
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy, but it didn't happen overnight for sure. I can definitely say that.
Oftentimes, you know, this pod game, you know what I'm saying, this podcast game is kind of like for some people how you see Charles Barkley and them on TNT, right? Because they used to play basketball. Yeah. Did you used to be like an artist of some sort?
I always liked the music and freestyle and shit, but I never was like a rapper like that, nah. Like I used to I've made some songs back in the day, but like, I never was a rapper like that.
You know what I'm about to ask you, right?
What?
Were your songs innovative?
That was cool, you know. Niggas used to fuck around in like high school and shit, but like I was never like a rapper like that.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not the police, but I'm gonna ask you this question. You ready?
What?
Where the fuck are you from, man?
I'm from Richmond.
Okay.
I'm from Richmond. Yeah, I'm from Richmond.
Okay.
Yeah, I grew up in Richmond, went to Berkeley High. I was a football player pretty much my whole life. But yeah, I went to Berkeley High, went to played college ball for a little bit at Howard. And then I went back then that shit didn't really work out. I went back to Contra Costa, and I was back in Richmond. Then I went to, then I transferred to Northridge, so that's where I finished at Cal State Northridge.
So let's rewind this back. Yeah. Because you said a lot of shit just then. You know what I'm saying? So, you from Richmond.
Yeah.
Talk about growing up in Richmond. What side you from?
I'm from South Richmond for sure. Richmond is cool. I feel like it's a city that, you know, it kind of gets it's a dangerous city for sure, but you know, as out to even today, I was riding around Richmond and kind of just exploring the city. Like it's a lot of nice shit going on there. You feel me? Like, I was never involved in no politics or nothing, but like, it's a good city. You know, it has its good and bad sides, but like, it's not a bad. It's a city where shit go down, but every city, even a city that's quote unquote bad, it's still good shit you can find, you know?
Basically, you saying this: if you want to get out, you gonna get out. But if you fucking around, you might get your boots knocked.
Nah, for sure. If you into politics and shit, you might run into some problems. But if you're not, like, you probably be cool. You feel me? Just watch. It don't matter who you are. You gotta watch your back, though. You feel me?
Have you ever been in Richmond and they asked you this question? You ready?
What?
Where the fuck are you from?
Nah, I haven't. They do that in LA though, for sure. Luckily, they ain't never happened to me, but in LA, that's for sure. Where you from? Ass city, like where are you from?
For sure. So you played football at Berkeley High.
Yep.
What position? How many years? Talk about that career.
I had a cool high school career. I played all 4 years at Berkeley High.
Varsity?
Well, I played varsity as a junior. So, I got moved up as a sophomore in the playoffs, but niggas got in trouble, so I ended up not being able to play. But, I played varsity for 2 years. Started both years. It was pretty good. I think we went to the second round of playoffs. We wasn't the first year. I think who we lose to. Let me think. We lost to like California High my senior year, and the junior year we lost to a school called Monte Vista. They green. Monte Vista, I think they black.
They had to like pass surrender or some shit, right?
I don't remember. They came to us. I really don't know where they was from.
Big ass white boys.
I know exactly. I was gonna say that. I was saying that it seemed like every year we would make it far, and then these white teams would come and they would just be like better.
You know what that's called? Fundamentals. Hey, look.
That would be kind of crazy though. We'd get out there, we'd be like, damn, we faster than them. We probably stronger than them.
That's right.
But damn, we can't get the win.
Want me to tell you what a lot of that shit is? You ready?
Yeah.
Have you ever noticed that a lot of white teams have a lot more members on their team?
For sure.
Have you noticed that?
For sure.
You know why though, right?
Why?
Because niggas being eligible. The rawest niggas ain't even out there.
Hey, that's some real shit. That's some real shit though.
You know the rawest niggas on the team, right? Usually play summer league, preseason, but that first report card should be getting sticky around October.
Are you right? For sure. Some great players don't be there for the full season.
Yeah. Hey, look, check this out, man. So there was a picture of me on the 51 bus line, right?
Okay.
So there was a picture of two of my best friends from 8th grade.
Okay.
And we used to always talk about each other's mother on the 51 bus line.
Okay.
So my partner said, if you see us on the 51 bus line, it's going to be a cap session.
Yeah.
So my partner from my block that don't know the other two, but he knows me very well, said, oh, nigga, I hold the title of Roaster of the Year.
Yeah.
I said, nigga, you was in the penitentiary, nigga. You didn't even last the whole season, nigga. Damn. He ain't never been out a whole year for even to be around, though. So I'm saying this. A lot of motherfuckers talk about street credibility, but they don't have no street availability.
Yeah, because they're not out there. Yeah. That's real shit.
For sure.
That's real shit.
So you were starting to get letters and stuff like that, right?
I got a few letters, but like never like what I thought it was gonna be. Like, to be honest, like I was good. Like I feel like I was good enough, but I wasn't hella like defensive ends. They used to be like 6'2", 6'4". I'm just like 5'11", 6 feet type.
Was you still the same stature?
I was a little bit smaller for sure. I ain't gonna cap.
But now, when you say a little bit, because I know high school was you 20 pounds or 40 pounds or 10 pounds lighter?
Probably like 50, 60 for sure.
Gotcha, because you about 6 feet though, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. But you know, I did have an offer. So basically, my whole situation was kind of crazy. So I got offered by Clark Atlanta.
Okay.
And but the coaches got fired, and so they took all the scholarships back.
Wait, what coaches from Atlanta?
The coaches from Clark Atlanta got fired. So all the offers that they had gave her, I don't know about everybody else. I know my shit got taken back. So then it was like, fuck, what I'm gonna do?
You said the coaches got fired, right? You know what I'm about to say, right?
What?
Damn, the coaches didn't even make grades. No.
They probably just wasn't winning shit. They're like, y'all niggas gotta go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so after that, after they called me to tell me that the offer was rescinded, I'm like, what the fuck I'm gonna do? Like,
did you shed a tear?
Probably, for sure. I ain't gonna cap. That shit was tough for sure. Cause when you put all your focus into being a football player
and you know, people that didn't graduate celebrating, my baby going to Clark and all that. And then you gotta look these motherfuckers in the that kind of remind me of when my baby mama was pregnant and I had to tell her I got fired from Pack and Save.
Yeah. You was working at Pack and Save in West Oakland?
Yeah. With this nigga, man. Shout out to Pack and Save.
Nah, that shit was tough though, I ain't gonna lie. But luckily, I'll say a week or two after that, the Howard coach had called me and was like, you can come up here. He said, we ain't got no money for you, but we can have some more money for you in the spring. So I was just like, well, fuck it. I'll go there. And then they was playing with the money, so I ended up sliding.
But check this out, though. I have to know, because I didn't do so good on my SAT, man. Yeah. I had to shit that day so bad, I couldn't sit there and know a whole motherfucking So I didn't do that good. Yeah. You know? How the fuck was Howard?
Howard was a hell of an experience, though. You feel me? Coming from the Bay and shit. You know, the East Coast hella different and shit. You know, I feel like in the Bay, it's more like, niggas is more like reserved into themselves. Like, if you walking down the street, niggas might look you up and down and nod, but niggas might not say nothing. So
I know what they be thinking. You know what they be thinking? Where the fuck are you from? Yeah.
In the East Coast, it was different, though. It was just like, niggas was saying, what's up, walking down the block. It was just different energy. Like, I love DC though. Like I always let it go back there. Like Howard was lit. I ain't gonna lie. While I was there, school it was like freshman and sophomore year. Shit wasn't that serious as far as the school. So niggas was partying.
For sure. Talk about some of the wild parties and how the girls just loved you because you was a Bay nigga.
Oh shit. Let me think about it. I went into some wild parties. I ain't gonna lie. I played football up there, so we was for sure like, but you're right though, because a lot of girls that I would meet, they would be like, "Where you from?" Like I just like the way you talk. I just like, you know that Bay shit different though, because everybody not like us. Like you can go anywhere across the world and they kind of be like, "Damn, this nigga kind of different." Like.
Well, you know what's so crazy? Everybody likes an out-of-towner.
For sure.
I mean, my bitch might have got knocked by a nigga from Brooklyn in some Timberlands. I might have came in the house. All I heard was, "Word up, God!" And niggas was in my bitch.
Nah, for sure. You right, though. When you from out of town, they love you. Like
that's right.
It should be kind of funny, but hell yeah. Nah, you right for sure.
When I seen a nigga in camouflage with an East Coast accent trying to fuck with my bitch, you know what I said to him?
What?
Where the fuck are you from?
Of course, you like. That's
So when you get into your when you got into your podcast, talk about some of the early stages in there and who was the first person that you remember. Who was your first interview?
First ever, C5 from Oakland.
Okay.
C5, yeah, so.
Shout out to C5.
Shout out to C5, that's my guy. Basically, I was working at a radio station, and C5 was like, we went to high school together, so he went to Berkeley High too. He was telling me like, man, I'm trying to come up there. You should do an interview. You should interview me. At the time, I was only doing sports talk, and I never really saw myself interviewing artists. Like, I don't know. I just wasn't. I just never really pictured that, and he had asked me to do it, and I did it, and I was like, shit, I kind of liked it or whatever. And shit, I just kind of kept it rolling from there. But C5, for sure, was my first interview. No cap.
Dope.
Yeah.
Now, this is what I also want to talk about. See, it's like virginities and shit, right? You got the first person, then you got your first big interview. What was your first big interview?
First big interview, let me think. I think it was all black. Really, I think a lot of shit.
Shout out to Dusty, all black.
A lot of shit changed really on this in 1 week specifically, because that week I interviewed all black and I interviewed I Am Sue in the same week. I think they had that week they had a show in LA when it was all black, I Am Sue, and Rex Life Raj. They was all on the show. I thought I was gonna interview all three. I still need to interview Rex Life Raj, but I did I Am Sue in All Black. And, yeah.
Shout out to Sue and Rex Light.
Nah, for sure. They all dope ass artists. But yeah, those All Black was like, I think that was like the first bigger artist I ever interviewed. But of course, at that time, when niggas saw me interviewing them two, All Black was like the hottest shit at coming out of Oakland at that point.
That's 2017?
That was like 2018. Yeah. 2018, I believe. Everybody was like, shit, I want to pull up and fuck with them. At that time, I didn't really even know what the fuck I was doing, but I was just kind of rolling with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your 2 favorite All Black songs?
2 favorite All Black songs. Quit the Game for sure is going to be in there for me. And probably, let me think. I don't want to, that's a tough one. I know Quit the Game is number 1.
I've never heard that.
And I want to say China Pack. But
Channel Pack?
China Pack.
China Pack.
Yeah, that's on Kimsum. But Trap Black Slap, he got a lot of good songs. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. You know what my favorite 2 are? And I like to ask a lot of questions about what people like.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I find things out on the way to learning something. Like you just let me know that I need to go check out some songs.
Yeah, Kimsum, that's a dope album for sure.
Yeah, I like Big with Offset Jim.
Yeah. Big Nigga.
Yeah.
No, that was a classic for sure. Everybody in the town was slapping. Offset Jim went to high school with me too, so
shout out to Offset Jim.
That's my nigga from way before any of this, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of cool to see like people that you know from back in the day, and they
growing up to be something.
Exactly. Yeah. So shout out to that nigga.
Sometimes you go up to niggas and be like, man, I knew you was gonna be something. I didn't know what, but I knew you was gonna be something. And my second All Black song, man, is Pod 22.
Oh, that's a classic for sure.
I love Pod 22.
It's a classic for sure.
I can listen to that shit all day.
Yeah, that's a classic.
You know what I'm saying? That's one of my, I put that on like one of my playlists. You know what I'm saying? But that big shit, shout out to Mellis Wave.
Yeah.
You ever heard, Mellis, one of the Wave brothers that's down with Drew Branger?
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that name for sure.
He's a DJ. So one time I was in my car and I was like, man, do you think, man, could you redo this? Big Timers Big, he said, man, Spencer Stevens already did that over. I think he said Spencer Stevens already did it over. He said, you never heard that? He put that Offset Jim on in All Black.
Oh, yeah.
And they was going crazy.
He went to Berkeley High, too. Spencer Stevens.
Yeah. Shout out to Spencer Stevens.
He went to Berkeley High, too. But, yeah, he a dope producer, too, for sure.
You knew he made beats?
Yeah, hell yeah. I don't know if he made beats in high school. I don't know, but I know for sure, like, he been making waves since he started, for sure.
You know how they say full-fledged pimping? He full-fledged making beats right now.
Yeah.
I mean, no. He was full-fledged making beats. He full-fledged rapping right now.
Oh, yeah. He is rapping right now, for sure.
For real, though?
Yeah, no, I have seen some of that, for sure.
And Drew Banger?
Yeah.
They down, like Mellis, Drew Banger, Shrugs, and Spencer Stevenson. They used to have a DJ group where it was 4 of them called the Wave Brothers.
Okay, yeah. Now, I know they be, I know Drew Banger be DJing. I know Spence be rapping. Yeah, I knew about the majority of that for sure.
Yeah. So talk about your biggest interview.
Biggest interview. We talking about view wise or like who the person, or you talking about, what would you say?
Oh, I like that. You said, are we talking about biggest in numbers or biggest artists?
Yeah.
Huh. Let's go biggest artist and then biggest number.
All right, so biggest artist. That's a tough one. I would say my biggest artist I ever interviewed was probably, I mean, some people try to slide him, but DDG, like, yeah, he's a big artist, but I would say between DDG, T Grizzly, and Lil Keed, as far as like famous, like those 3 for sure. But like biggest numbers is I believe it's Crip Mac.
I was just going to ask you about Crip Mac.
Yeah, it was Crip Mac for sure.
And you find me.
Biggest number for sure, Crip Mac.
Now, I got to say this because I believe in spiritual essence and energy, right?
Okay.
From what you think, is Crip Mac essentially Oh, dirty bastard! If he was from LA,
man, I feel like he just a one-on-one person, man. Like I ain't never seen nobody like Crip Mac. For
I love that fool.
Yeah, like I fuck with Crip Mac. That interview was crazy, and that was it was big for me for sure because I feel like it was big because I asked him a lot of shit that nobody had asked him before. So, but yeah, that was a crazy one though because I pulled up on to his crib, which it was like I don't really even do that shit like that. So shout out to Crip Mac for letting me pull up. That interview went viral for sure. For sure,
man. Shout out to Crip Mac. You know, Crip Mac, right? He's a very unique person.
Yeah.
Do you remember them wrestling toys that was like little stuffed animals?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're little, you know, there's like pillows.
Yeah.
So people that America loves could be them little pillows. Yeah. I feel like Crip Mac could be one of them and his accessory would be like a 40 and some chicken or something like that. And then if you press the button on his hand, he might say, "You find me?"
Nah, for sure. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I feel like he should get into all that as far as like the branding and the toys and all that shit. I feel like that would be big for him.
He's very translatable into a cartoon.
For sure.
I would watch a Crip Mac cartoon faithfully.
I honestly, I don't quote me on this, but I have seen. I think he does have like. Somebody makes like animations for him. Yeah. And he does put his voice behind it. Yeah. I think I definitely feel like I've seen that on his YouTube though. I feel like he's getting into that right now.
But you know what's crazy though? Them motherfuckers, like he could damn near have a meal at Church's Chicken. He could bring Church's, look.
For sure. I think he loved Popeyes. I don't know why Popeyes ain't reached out and got a deal for him. Like
I thought he was on Church's Chicken.
It's Popeyes.
Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Okay, well, hey, can I say something? I know he love that chicken. My bad, Crip Mac. I promise I won't bring you KFC.
Hey, that's hella funny though. I really wonder what would happen if somebody brought up some other type of chicken.
He might say, "It was a nice gesture, cuz. but this ain't the label that's paying me. You find me."
Popeyes should cut him a check though. He always in that motherfucker.
Man,
I think that would. I feel like it would. If they did that in LA, I feel like people would buy it for sure.
So speaking of LA,
yeah,
you in LA?
Yep.
Why did you pick LA?
It wasn't. I went to. So basically, what made me move to LA was like I said, I went back to Contra Costa, and I had decided I wasn't really gonna play football no more. So I wanted to go to a school that didn't have a football team, but I still knew I kind of wanted to be in entertainment in some capacity. So I was like, I'm like, shit. LA was kind of cool. At that time, my grades was just kind of whatever. So I knew I couldn't go to like USC or UCLA, and I was like, fuck, where am I gonna go out there? And then a lot of people from my high school had went to Northridge, and I was like, fuck, let me go check out Northridge. And I got into Northridge, and I was kind of like, shit, I like it out here, you know. And then I interned with the LA Leaguers, so that was like a big thing for me. And interning with them, I was like, kind of like, shit, I want to do what they doing for the Bay. But I always thought it would be kind of tight to get Bay niggas to come to LA because a lot of times some niggas from the Bay never even came to LA or never been out there or never like they want to, but they don't really got a reason, you know?
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, shit, I think I can fill that void right there. And I started working at radio just kind of like after school, it kind of like settled in. I'm like, shit, I ain't about to leave. Yeah. I like it out here. You know, sometimes it was good for me to get out of my comfort zone. So yeah, I was like, shit, let me just come to LA, and I stayed after. You know, it was a little point where I didn't know if I was gonna stay out there or not, but I'm glad I did for sure.
Yeah,
yeah.
Is it safe to say that when you went to Howard, right?
Yeah,
you had more fans than you did when you went to Northridge?
Man, I ain't gonna lie though. You know, when I moved to LA, I ended up pledging my frat because I'm a Q, and so I feel like it was kind of the same thing, you know, like Q. I feel like Q. A lot of people love Qs, you know. It's not football. Being a football player, you know, you got to go to practice and you got to be going for games. Sometimes you don't always get to enjoy the love like that. But with Q don't really require you to be going nowhere. So I feel like it was a good experience at both for sure. Howard was more like a me with my younger years, so I was able to like fuck around more. When I was at Northridge, it was like, nigga, what you about to do with your life type shit. That's right. That's kind of a different feeling, you know, like when you in college, everybody want to know what you want to do when you graduate. Sometimes you niggas still don't know what the fuck you want to do.
Yeah. You know what? I work with veterans, you know what I'm saying? And when they don't want to answer a question, you could always say, that's classified, sir.
Yeah.
So I worked with this dude at one of my jobs, and he was in a fraternity.
Yeah.
And he was talking about, you know, the hazing stage.
Okay.
He said, man, one time, man, you know what I'm saying? They were all fine, but I had to eat like 10 pussies back to back. Did you have to do something like that?
Nah, we won't do it like that. It's a lot of, I ain't gonna lie though, it's kind of funny though, because it's a lot of rumors of like shit that people have to do. Like, you know, like you're not supposed to talk about what you went through, but like, it's nothing like, I can say that I ain't never had to do nothing like a sexual thing. Like that's kind of, I feel like that's kind of weird. I not that it's weird, but I guess it's just like.
Does it matter what the broads look like?
Does it matter? What you mean?
Like if it was Holly Berry.
But a nigga gonna do that regardless if you pledge it or not. Like, you know, they say, you know, the Q's, you know, it's a non-pledging organization, man. Let me just say that first of all.
What does that mean?
Non-hazing, non-pledging.
Fucking with the Q's, you might fuck around and cough up some pubic hair.
Nah. We don't get down like that. Nah, but everybody different. I can say for us, you feel me? We follow that. We doing everything by the book, man.
So, on your podcast, they don't see your face, right?
Nah, they don't. Well, I have been in some interviews.
You like Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget. Niggas hear your voice but never see your face. What's up with that shit?
You know, it was the thing of the reason it became like that was because at first I was in them all, but basically my cameraman at the time, he had one camera that was 4K and one camera that was 1080p. And his thing was at that time that he felt that the 4K was so clear, so when it flipped back to me, it just wasn't as clear, and he felt like it didn't look as good. So I was just like, well, fuck it, we could just go one angle, because I mean, that's what Vlad did, and you already see that. I mean, arguably he the biggest interviewer in the world. I don't know who, as far as like YouTube goes, I would say Vlad got the. I don't know how many subscribers they got on No Jumper, but Vlad, I feel like he been consistent for many years, you know?
Yeah.
He not even in them motherfuckers, but, you know, which niggas don't like Vlad, of course, but like.
Niggas say they don't like Vlad.
But they still pull up.
They pulling up on, like.
I respect Vlad, though. I just feel like niggas just got to be wiser and smarter about what they asking. You feel me? Like, if he asks you some shit you don't want to talk about.
You know what you say?
Next question. Or that's classified.
That's what you say.
But yeah, like I feel like they just gotta you have to be mindful of that, and you know, but you know, Vlad not in none of them. But so I was like, well, I really don't have to be, but like as time moves forward, I feel like I will start to be in all of them. But you know, sometimes it's cool not being on camera. I ain't gonna lie.
Do people know who you are?
For sure, yeah. Even
outside of your region, like, can you walk in Milwaukee and see somebody they know who you are?
I don't know. I feel like Innovators is like more bigger on the West Coast. You know, I want to branch out and expand, but I feel like right now it's big on the West Coast. But shit, I have people coming in from Canada and all East Coast and all over. So you never really know. And that's one thing I always say. You never really know who's watching. You know,
that's right.
And I don't, and that's cool. Like, you know, whoever watching, I thank y'all and I appreciate it. But like, where they from? I know when I walk around, even sometimes like niggas that hear me talk, they be like, "Bro, are you Innovator? Are you doing Innovator's YouTube?" Like, I'm like, "Yeah, that's me," and it's kind of a crazy thing. Like,
do you ever charge people for interviews?
Yeah, I do for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
Don't talk about how much, because that's classified.
Yeah.
But tell people out there, right, why you wouldn't charge Drake knowing he got the money, but you would charge this person that you know might be up and coming?
I think it's just my philosophy on it is like, if say I'm not checking for the person, or because basically at the end of the day I pay for my studio every time I use it, so it's kind of like I'm invested every time I book the studio, whether it's a paid interview or it's not a paid interview. But the reason why I do charge is because sometimes I just wouldn't do it. It's not worth it, or it's not worth my time. So it's just like, if you want to promote that, at that point I'm promoting you. So that's how I look at it. You just paying for promotion, like. But I don't like post like this person paid. Like, you wouldn't really know who paid. You can only assume. I'm not like saying like he paid me or he paid me. Like, it's just promotional purpose. That's what it's for. So it's like, if you want to, the same way if someone would pay you to post a video on my IG story or post it on my feed, it's like, everybody still has a story. So like, just because you up and coming doesn't mean that your story isn't as valid as this other person. But it's just like, many people might not be looking for your story. So I have the platform. I'll bring your story to the platform.
Yeah, and I was telling somebody this. It's certain people that add value instantly and validate your platform.
Yeah.
Like a Drake or a Lil Wayne, or the list goes on and on, from Crip Mac.
Yeah.
And then it's other people, you know what I'm saying, that you're actually helping them push. Plus, this shit still takes time.
No, for sure. I feel like the thing that I've noticed and I've seen is kind of like a lot of people that if I do an interview with somebody, and it don't got to be that famous or nothing, but other people will reach out to them to interview them. So it's kind of like a win-win. You still might get another interview. And then there's people who I've done a lot of numbers with that people might not have known about, but next thing you know, they on Say Cheese or No Jumper right after.
Yeah.
And that's a cool feeling, because like I feel like if someone does numbers with me, they'll get an interview from like No Jumper or Say Cheese or like a Cam Capone, like, and they got those people. Those platforms are bigger than mine, but like they're for sure like aware of what I got going on. So it's kind of cool, like, and it's cool for the artists too, because like at the end of the day, I want the artists to get on all the platforms. So it's kind of like, I feel like people will watch our interview and be like, oh, okay, I like this person more. I want to bring them on.
Yeah, yeah. What would you say your superpower is as a podcaster? What do you think that you do extremely well?
I feel like I provide a comfortability in a comfortable space to talk about it and for the artist to be themselves, and just being relatable. I feel like that can take you really far, because a lot of times, you know, people always ask me, how do you get the person to open up and talk? But it's like, you have to create a comfortable space, and they have to trust that. They have to trust you with their story. And sometimes, you know, people don't give a fuck. They like, shit, I'm coming in here to talk. So
yeah,
it's not really hard to have them open up. And some people, they don't want to talk about nothing.
How do you feel about that? Because I was going to ask you about that. How do you deal with, or how do you segue the interview when you feel like the person is not opening up?
Honestly, I really don't feel like I don't really feel like I have to deal with that. I feel like when people come, they want to talk. But I feel like, I mean, if you watch my interviews, you know, I usually started off with nothing crazy, but just like getting to know the person more. So like how they grew up, what was their family like, talk about their childhood, just so they can kind of already see like, okay, like he's not on no bullshit. He actually cares to get to know me and who I am, and it's not just like, where you from, what gang are you from, or like the shit that people do want to know, but it's like, you know, it's a right way to go about everything, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Do you sometimes feel like this, that you are a black man, right?
Yeah.
You appear to be black.
I'm a black man for sure.
Do you feel like it's part of your responsibility to keep the artist safe from what the questions that you actually ask?
For sure. Nah, for sure. I mean, you could probably attest to this too. Like, the shit that a white interviewer could do We can't ask. I can't go ask a nigga the same questions that Vlad can.
That's right. Come on, talk about that now.
I can't go ask the same questions that No Jumper can.
Speak to him, nigga.
It's just, you know, and it's black people are gonna hold niggas to another standard. So the artists that come that hold me to another standard, they're like, shit. You can't ask those like police ass questions. You can't appear to be knowledgeable about certain shit. and you know, that's never that I was ever asking police questions ever, but like it is something to I've had conversations, you know, they're like, you can't do these certain things, and it's like shit, you have to find your way and your lane in that, because sometimes that's what get these channels to blow up. Like they want people to walk out. They want people to like get mad and lash out. That's like viral content, you know? Yeah. But like I just focused on putting out quality interviews at the end of the day. And you know, like you can't ask certain shit. I mean, you know. Yeah. You can't ask certain things. Yeah. Niggas gonna look at you like you fucking crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like that. And I'm not against it. I feel like as a black man, you gotta know right from wrong. I don't want to put nobody in a position, you know, like
for sure.
Where they like, damn nigga, I was talking about all this shit, and because sometimes I'll say this, sometimes you could ask somebody a certain thing and they feel like, even though they know they shouldn't talk about it, if they don't talk about it, they feel like, damn, niggas gonna be questioning if I'm really who I say I am if I don't answer. Yeah. So you just gotta gauge the situations. And some people don't give a fuck. They're like, yeah, I want to talk about that. I want to talk about this. Ask me that shit. You know, you always gotta. I say that it's important to know who your guest is. You know. Yeah. You gotta feel the room. You gotta feel them out. Like, well, are they trying to talk about it? And the key thing I always tell people before, people might not want to admit this, but sometimes if you're questioning how they're gonna take something, ask them before, like, hey, I want to talk about this. How do you feel about that? And if they not fucking with it, you already know. But like, that just saves the
tension.
Throwing them in the spot on camera. You feel me? Like, because when you on camera, it's like
you see it, and it's in the moment. It's kind of like you sitting up there and you having this dance with this chick. Yeah. And you grab her ass in front of everybody and it's off. Yeah. And you like,
oh shit, I fucked up. My bad. But yeah, you gotta feel it. You gotta feel shit out though, for sure.
That's dope. Yeah. That's dope. Cause it's a lot of gangsters and shit like that. This rap shit is dangerous.
For sure.
You know, I don't want nobody to get blasted after saying how somebody wasn't shit up in here after I done sat there and pushed them in the corner and, oh man, leaving Fame Studios.
Nah, for sure. I feel like that's something that's like goes into like the whole like process of doing interviews. Like you got to figure out who coming on this day. You got to figure out who coming on that day. I always tell people don't post when you here. Cause you feel me? Yeah. Everybody knows where the studio is. Like I probably did over 300 interviews. Like people know where the studio is. Like, you know, posting when you leave.
Okay, so this is what I want to know. You know how like say like in a rap beef, right?
Yeah.
Say the person that won the battle had a ghostwriter, but the ghostwriter gets his ass whooped. Have you ever been pressed about somebody that you interviewed?
Pressed about somebody? What you
like?
mean?
Why you had that nigga on your interview? Oh, you interviewing suckers, huh? That type of shit.
You know, people have said that shit for sure. You know, even in the comments, people would be like, "Oh, why you interview this person?" But it's like, I think that's why I kind of phased out of working in radio, because I feel like they was forcing interviews. They'll be like, "We want you to interview this person." I'm like, I don't give a fuck about interviewing this person. And at the same time, that's where it go back to charging. If you really don't care about doing this interview, like if you wouldn't do this interview regardless, then it's like, okay, then you'll pay me. Like whatever. It's not bad. It's not same way a nigga pay for a verse, same nigga pay for promotion on whatever website they pay for it on. But like the thing about radio that kind of got it played out to me was they wanted me to interview people that I didn't want to interview. Yeah. Which is and there's no compensation, nothing. But back to the question, but yeah, for sure. But never like people like you. I'm an interviewer. I might interview somebody you don't like. Now, when it comes to rap beef, it depends on how serious it is. But that's on me gauge in this situation. But like for rap beef, I'll say this: if y'all made rap diss songs and shit, of course I'm gonna ask. Like I'm not about to stray away from it, but if you never put nothing on wax about it, and I just kind of know from he say she say, like I might not. It depends. I might not ask about it because I don't know if it's true or not. Like, the internet is a crazy place. They're always gonna try to put people together, but yeah, it just depends on the situation. I feel like I take everything case by case basis. So like when I'm doing research before an interview, I might see something. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna ask them about it, you know. But if it's not like if it's from like a page that I don't really trust or the artist didn't say nothing about it, it's kind of like they might think that you're reaching a little bit with it. Yeah, you know. But people love controversy too, so it's kind of like
they love that shit.
You got to figure out how to gauge what controversy you want to talk about. But the fans, of course, if you like some shit getting stirred up, like they gonna be tuned in. Like it's kind of crazy. I never really when I first started out, I didn't want to be controversial at all. Yeah, like that was like my thing. I was like, I don't want to ask controversial questions. Then I started realizing, like, damn, if I don't ask a controversial question, or all these other motherfuckers gonna do it. Yeah. So it's kind of like you can't. At the end of the day, if you're gonna be an interviewer, you gotta be all in about it. Yeah. But you have to know how to ask certain shit. And I feel like that's what's kind of helped me take off. Kind of like the way I phrase certain questions. Like I'm not gonna phrase it like Vlad. I'm gonna phrase it like a nigga would ask. Yeah. And that makes it fly. And that's how I do it. Because at the end of the day, like you said, I'm a black man. I gotta phrase it the right way, not on no weird police shit. Like and I let people say what they want to say. So if I ask you about something, I'm not about to insinuate nothing about the situation either.
Yeah, if you don't know, ask.
You feel me? And that's the thing. It's like I always make the comparison. Like I don't know if you ever seen it, but Vlad did an interview with Pee Wee Longway, and he was like, "So when did you get into the streets, or so when did you become a Crip?" And it's like he like, I ain't no Crip. He's just telling him he's like saying that he has that affiliation. More I would ask like, do you gangbang? Are you affiliated with anything? But it like at the end of the day, let's be real. If niggas see you with red rags or blue rags in your videos, they kind of already know. It's not like a secret. So it's kind of like certain things. It's kind of like, should you really feel bad about asking somebody about what they rep if you already kind of see their flags? If they not hiding it either, you know? So it's kind of like, you just got to gauge the situation for real. Like,
you know what's dope about podcasting? Because some people have like a great understanding of their audience. Yeah. You know who got a dope understanding of their audience? Who? Kevin Samuels. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Yeah. What you think about him?
I think he dope. You gotta know your audience, and I think that's something that I kind of had to figure out over time because it was like who do you? But that's also goes back to asking people, your fans, who should I interview? Who do y'all want to see?
Is it hard for you to actually get people to come on the show like in the beginning?
In the beginning, for sure. I mean, still to this day, like, you know, it's not as bad as it used to be, but like I think that's a part of the growing process, you know, like. But the thing that I would say helped me out was using the people that I knew and people that I thought could help me, because when you doing it, also, I mean, being at a radio station was kind of very helpful for me because it was like people wanted to come there, you know? When you doing your own shit independently, you're going to get the bullshit, people not showing up, people tell you they're going to pull up, they show up 2 hours late, like, all that is a part of it. But I feel like as you grow and you keep moving, like, all that shit changes. But I'm a firm believer in never forget how niggas act, how they acted towards you. Like, keep that in mind. You ain't got to act funny with them, but keep it in mind. But everything that goes up got to come down. So, like, people that do you shady on the way up or they don't take you serious, like, that artist will come down sooner or later. And if you keep – the thing about the interview game and the podcast game is you're always going to be finding new talent. You'll always be finding new artists. So you'll be able to, in my opinion, stay relevant longer than a lot of rappers because the rapper has to keep finding ways to stay popping. You're going to always be interviewing and bringing on people that are gaining the buzz. So people are always gonna watch them. But like that shit will keep you relevant for hella long. So it's kind of like, how the fuck is Vlad been doing shit for 20 fucking years?
I think he's funded by the police.
But he always get the person who popping. Like,
Yeah.
he always get somebody who popping. Like, it's just like,
Why do you think that black people, matter of fact, let me ask it right. I was going to say, do you feel like a lot of black people jump on Vlad's platform before they may jump on your platform or our platform or something like that?
for sure. I feel like they will for sure. But I feel like, you know, I can't even knock somebody. He got 4 million subscribers. People trying to build their brand. Like, I would say I'll respect it more if you come do both our shit. Like, it's not that, it's different audiences and it's different conversation.
Yeah.
But like, I guess I don't say it used to bother me, but I used to feel like some type of way, like, damn, niggas come to LA and they go do these platforms and they just kind of blow my shit off. But like, you know, you got to just take it for what it is. You know, if some people only want to go do certain things, some people only want to go do the people that got 4 million, like, it is what it is. Like, you can't take it personal. Like, just know one day you're going to be that person that has the 4 million and somebody will probably be saying the same thing about you.
Yes, your own personal choice. Kind of like Crip Mac if he chooses to eat Popeyes over KFC.
Exactly.
For sure, man. Pick a number 1 through 12.
1 through 12. 2.
2. When you was in 2nd grade, what did you think that you'd be doing today?
2nd grade, shit. Man, I don't know. Probably, I probably wanted to play football for real.
Yeah.
That was like my lifelong goal up until I got older. I'm like, I don't think that shit gonna work out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll say probably football. Yeah, for sure.
I have to ask you this $1 million question real quick.
Yeah.
Do you think that if you had started your podcast in the Bay, that it would still be big as it is now?
It's a great question. I think it could have been, but I don't think it would have been as like I don't think it would have been as big because being in LA and being on the radio was very helpful for me because it was like I said, people wanted to come there. I feel like, you know, I was able to get artists that wasn't from the Bay as well. So I feel like that's like plays big into the channel growing because people used to talk shit. They would be like, you only interview people from the Bay. And I'm like, damn, that's where I'm from. Why is that a problem? But like the Bay, people always say the Bay is our own niche. So it's kind of like the thing about it that helped it really pop was bringing it in people from all different backgrounds and shit and putting it all into one. So now like the fans from the YouTube, like it's people from all over. Like, and the crazy thing is the first big interview I had on my channel was a New York nigga.
Oh, who was that?
Troy Ave.
Oh, no.
So it's kind of like,
Is he in jail?
nah, he's not in jail right now.
Okay.
But that was my first interview on my channel that hit 10K.
Okay.
So just like I was being in LA allowed me to get other people that made me more validated to where people from the Bay was like, well shit, I gotta pull up now.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say it wouldn't be that as big because, you know, I still would have put the work in, but being in LA definitely was helpful to the situation.
And last question, talk about some of the places that you need to spend your money at for marketing promotion to make your podcast grow.
I never paid for YouTube promo or anything, to be honest. I ain't gonna lie, I never really paid for no promo. I think like getting it out there, like I think one thing that you know I think helped was getting the artists to post it too.
Yeah.
So like, and especially now you see on Instagram they allow you to do the collaboration post. So if you and the artist can collab and you can kind of, if they will post your shit and really get their fans to watch your interview, that can be like very helpful. But I mean, it was helpful for me though, like getting Thizzler to post my shit. That was very helpful. They would post my interviews a lot in the beginning. And at that time, when I first started out, to me, it wasn't a lot of people interviewing Bay Area people at that time. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, for sure. We finna get out of here, man. And
Okay,
thanks for pulling up, man.
I appreciate you.
And tell people where they can find you at.
Follow me on Instagram at Innovator510, man. You already know. Go subscribe to the YouTube Innovators TV, man. Innovators forever.
And I am L-Deez, also known Lawrence the One, for another episode of I Need to Know. And as usual, come on, you know what I want.